Was the summer before the real world started, and the deal was we would get to go if we cleaned it up and got it running. That is old Winnebago, and winging a prayer down a 65, 5 best friends on football tires. I can still see Billy smiling when we finally made it to Talladega. Boys raised the
Talladega Super Speedway lives up to its name. Of all the closed-circuit motorsports facilities in the world where sanctioned auto races are held, it is the fastest. Constructed by the France family 10 years after Daytona International Speedway, Talladega was built slightly longer at 2.66 miles and with steeper 33-degree banking, which guaranteed record-setting speeds. The pole speed for NASCAR's first race in 1969 was a stunning 199.466 miles per hour, almost 30 miles per hour faster than the Indy cars were then lapping at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rule changes in '87 meant Bill Elliott's 212.809 mile per hour lap will likely stand forever as the qualifying record at Talladega and for NASCAR. Talladega is still the fastest track on the schedule. It holds the record for the fastest 500-mile stock car race at 188.354 miles per hour, Mark Martin's winning speed in May of 1997, and produces some of the most exciting door-to-door racing every year. Talladega puts on 5 separate race events each year as host of the NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity Series, Craftsman Trucks, and the ARCA Series. But tonight is the IROC Challenge Series All-Star Race, and it's next on HBR TV. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the virtual Talladega Super Speedway for the IROC Challenge Series All-Star Race. Going to be a fun one here tonight. A little bit different than what you're probably used to when it comes to broadcasts here at HBR TV. Switching things up is the IROC Challenge Series. The caution laps, well, they don't count here tonight. It's a 50-lap race, never mind the graphic that says 61. First 3 segments will be 10 laps. The last 2 finish on the 10th lap. Sorry, the last 2 drivers to finish on the 10th lap of each segment actually get eliminated. So this field will get smaller and smaller as the race proceeds. So have to keep a close eye on that. Who's the tail end of the field at the end of each 10-lap segment. Again, no caution laps will be counted tonight, and damage not to be concerned with by any means. That's all turned off. So should be a crazy show this evening. We're going to get to it here very quickly. In fact, let's get right to our starting grid. On the pole position with a lap time of 51.769, it's the 4, last week's winner, Jaden Hopp. Outside front row, the 00 of Mike Cook. Brandon Mefford will start in the 3rd spot with Timmy Schofield starting 4th. Starting in the 5th position, Brian McCann. Rick Kelly will roll to his right elbow. 7th starter, Neil Quick in the 2 with William Tyndall, the number 62, starting in 8th. Doug Wysocki starts 9th. Matt Kopp will roll from the 10th spot. 11th starter is Trevor Quick, and 12th goes to Chris Wally. 13th starter Cook Quick. Stan Carnathan will start 14th. Josh Funkhauser 15th, and Brian Rick, the number 11, listed as starting in the 16th position. Not sure if he's going to take the green flag or not, but he is categorized nonetheless. It's your starting grid here for the All-Star race. Going to be going green here in just a moment. That said, pace car already pulling down pit lane. Jaden Hopp going to take him to the green flag. And green flag in the air. We're racing from Talladega. Oh, contact early. Tim Schofield comes down and I think clips Doug Wysocki. Everybody gets away with it. Again, no damage to be worried about here tonight. Brian McCann quickly out to the lead here. Jaden Hopp leading the low lane, the inside, running about third by maybe just an inch or two. Neil Quick to the outside. He's got the second spot. Back to start finish here into the tri-oval in just a moment. Completing lap number 1. Brian McCann looks like he's going to lead the lap, or is he? Jaden Hopp sneaks back by to the inside and just barely leads that lap. Hopp back out in front. Brandon Mefford giving him a bit of a push. Brian Rink did not take the green flag, so he'll be one of our eliminated drivers to start. Again, my apologies here. We're doing this on a tape delay from this past Monday. And the overlays are, well, not behaving properly. We'll try to keep this straightened out before this one's all said and done. Back at the stripe looks like it corrected itself, so that's a plus. Still with the race lead, Jaden Hopp in front of Brandon Mefford. Third and fourth, Doug Wysocki and Brian McCann. They're switching those positions back and forth as they run side by side off of turn 2. One car way up the racetrack. Don't know if he got a piece of the wall or not, but he continues on. Meanwhile, Jaden Hopp loses the leading contact. Brian McCann up the racetrack into Rick Kelly, and we got a caution. In theory. Caution does come out. See the lights flashing on the racetrack. Just doesn't appear in the graphic. We'll fix that manually. First caution of the night. Don't worry, it's going to say 0 with caution. SDK hasn't quite figured that out yet. And again, unfortunately, being that it's a replay file, difficult, actually impossible for me to go back and replay that incident. So you saw it happen live. So first caution of the night, halfway through our first segment. Again, 10 lap segments. Every 10 laps, you're going to eliminate the bottom 2 drivers. In this case, Brian Rick did not take the green flag, so he is going to be eliminated at the end of this 10 lap segment, and one other driver will also be eliminated. Pace car picking up the field on the back straightaway. Looks like Jaden Hopp is going to be your race leader for the time being. Now remember, these caution laps do not count towards the overall lap count of the race. And through that cycle, looks like Rick Kelly is going to be credited with P1 here. Trying to get the order right. Caution must have come out pretty quick because Brian McCann, even though he was involved in that incident, shown in the second position. Again, no damage for this race. You know, this is meant to be a fun time for these drivers, and the fans included. Speaking of fans, we've got both chats available, IROC and HBR TV. So I'm monitoring them both this time. That's going to be something new that we're going to be doing coming up in the next season, Season 8, with the late model stocks. We're also going to be broadcasting, as we are in this particular race, in 4K high definition. Weren't quite there during the regular season. We've made some changes on our end, able to produce 2 multi-stream broadcasts in full 4K high definition. So that's new also coming into Season 8. If you want to take advantage of that higher resolution, just click the cogwheel in your settings in the YouTube browser and adjust it up to, I think it's 2160, I believe it goes to. That's 4K. Make sure you're on good, solid internet if you're doing so. You may not be able to make that work on your cell phone off the over-the-air networks unless you got really good 5G. It's a possibility. Could still work. Might stutter. But if you're having some trouble even on the home internet, getting it to work properly, start reducing the quality just a little bit. Maybe not so much at 4K 2560, but drop it down to 1440. If that doesn't work, 1080p will work just as well as well. Go quick, keeping the heat in the tires. So while we work this caution here, we're going to take a short break, go to commercial. We'll be back after this.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens, UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Talladega Super Speedway, getting ready to go back to the green flag. Pace car already ducking down pit lane. And we wait quite a ways, actually, getting through the tri-oval here before back to the green flag. Again, start-finish further down the road past the center of start-finish. Not like what you'd see at Daytona, a little bit further back. Certainly created some wild finishes over the years here at Talladega Super Speedway. Getting ready to go back to the green flag in just a moment. Party's got it in hand, and we're back racing. Coming up to speed again, restrictor plate engines here in these Gen 4 Cup car. Wicker bill on the roof, a little bit of an extra lip on the rear spoiler, creating a bigger air hole, I guess, to drive through if you're trailing behind any one driver. Creates a big vacuum at the tail of these race cars, creates big runs, crazy draft, and you see it right there, the 22 Matt Kopp working up the middle. Big run back to start finish. Can to the outside, Rick Kelly down low. field working the back straightaway here. They're already running like it's the last handful of laps. Those guys at the tail end of the field, they know they've got to get going. Right now we'll watch that battle between Josh Funkhauser and Brian Rick. Not in the race at this point. He's already eliminated, so it's going to be between Stan Carnathan and now William Tyndall. The last two cars, which one of them get eliminated here? Just a few laps away from that 10-lap mark. Carnathan in the number 82, the black and purple machine, trying to get up just a couple of positions here to stay in this race. Oh, we got trouble off turn number 2. Funkhauser a little crossed up, keeps it straight, but one car spinning down the backstretch. Looks like Trevor Quick might have got a piece of the wall. I don't know if he got our woe down or not, but we stay green. Tough break for Trevor Quick unless something crazy happens in the next couple of laps. He's going to be the one going home. Three wide in the third row. Oh, the 62 gets into Neil Quick. Jaden Hopp down to the apron, saving it like Kyle Busch. Unbelievable. It's the second time this season I've seen one of these IROC guys make a save like that at the high speed of a super speedway. Unbelievable. Nicely done by the 4 of Jaden Hopp, and we still stay under the green flag, much to the dismay of Trevor Quick, who's way at the back, out of the draft, not even up to full speed. Back to the tri-oval. Gonna put lap 9 up on the board. Side by side for the race lead, it's Brian McCann and Rick Kelly, the 3 and the 31. William Tyndall, Neil Quick, 3rd and 4th. Both of those drivers involved in that near gigantic wreck. It didn't turn into anything, but man, it certainly could have. Both drivers recover well. Wide for the race lead. Rick Kelly to the bottom. McCann's going to get shuffled into the middle of the pack. 62 of William Tyndall to the outside with a little bit of help. It looks like McCann's got some partners of his own to work with. Neil Quick making a big jump to the outside, wanting the race lead down the back straightaway. At the end of this lap, we eliminate 2. One's already done. Trevor Quick probably going to go home here. Oh, and contact behind him. Trouble. Big time wreck. Going to come back to the line. It'll be Rick Kelly or Neil Quick, not sure. Maybe more. Mike Cook up the gut. Well, the caution is out, but not sure how they're going to score this. We'll see once we get back to green. But the caution is out. We know for sure Brian Rick was done, but Trevor Quick also going home as he's already in pit lane. Changing some tires here. McCann's having some fun. Good news is the accelerator's fixed. The bad news is the transmission's screwed. I'm coming in. Yeah, I had to do it. If you know, you know. If you don't, start watching some more racing movies. Looks like Mike Cook credited with the race lead, at least for the time being. We'll see if that sticks. But in the meantime, at the end of this stage, this caution, we're going to take another break. We'll be back with a restart after this.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Talladega Super Speedway for the All-Star race. I must admit, it's probably the first time I've seen a league use Talladega Super Speedway for their All-Star race. And you know what? So far, I like it. Not complaining a bit. With that, we did eliminate two drivers in the end of that segment, Trevor Quick and Brian Reck. Again, Brian didn't take the green flag, but we're going to go back to the green flag right now. William Tyndall is going to lead them down. Tyndall and Kelly, neither one of those drivers made a pit stop during that caution at the end of that stage. Again, we had 10 lap segments, eliminating two drivers at the end of each segment. Green flag back in the air. Tyndall to the bottom. Brandon Mefford sticking in behind the 62. So is Neil Quick in the 2. Topside's Rick Kelly and Cook Quick. That's your top 5 off of turn 2. Big shake with the 62 into turn number 3. Keeps it going down the racetrack. A lot of aggression. You're going to see that every single lap because, well, there's almost no consequences. The only one I can really see is if you're near the back of the pack and you get spun out, crashed somehow, and you can't catch the draft and make up some positions, you're going to end up like Trevor Quick. Trevor ended up at the tail. We got one spin in. Brandon Mefford down through the infield, into the wall, hard impact, almost kills the pace car. Brandon Mefford continuing on. And we stay green. We were just talking about this being a possibility. This is the death knell for Brandon Mefford. Right now, the bottom 2 drivers in this stage, Mike Cook and Brandon Mefford, after that crash. Mefford's able to get back going, but doesn't matter. No draft, no dice. Back out front, Rick Kelly with the race lead, the 82 of Carnathan. Oh, another one gets spun. I think it's Chris Wally maybe down pit lane. Oh, big time incident here in the tri-oval, and the caution still doesn't come out. So maybe a saving grace for Brandon Mefford, or is the yellow out now? Let's see. Yeah, there it is out. Caution is on the speedway once again. Again, apologies, we have to do these cautions manually, and we know Talladega is notorious, for not throwing the caution when you think you really need it. So we're going to wait until we see some flashy lights or some slower cars, which we did. So effectively our third caution of the night. Don't worry about the 0 in the timing tower. It's irrelevant. So we're just going to talk about Carnathan. He was on the cut line there at the end of that first stage, was close to it at least, and now he leads this race up 13 spots. So once again, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook. Back at Talladega Super Speedway, pace car is already back in, getting ready to go back racing once again. Rick Kelly's going to lead him down with Jaden Hopp to the outside. Only a couple of laps into this second stage. Field coming up to speed. Little bump from Carnathan in the 82. Going to help Kelly jump out in front just a little bit, but Hopp gets a better start. Field still coming up to speed. Loses some ground in a few positions. Rick Kelly powers out in front. Stan Carnathan pushing. 23 Cook Quick also in line there. Brian McCann trails the 23. That's your four cars in the low lane. Jaden Hopp, the outside line leader, and they got Doug Wysocki and Timmy Schofield in behind. Oh, a little switch on a line there below the yellow line, and they're battle for the lead, and Brian McCann goes around. We got trouble again. McCann going backwards. Still almost 100 miles an hour in reverse. That's not good for it. Josh Funkhauser involved in it as well. We're back under the caution flag. With that, we're going to jump out and get another break out of the way to try and speed things up for everybody. Nobody wants to watch cars go around at pace speed, so stay with us. We'll be back with a restart after this. A little bit of TV magic, and we're ready to go racing once again. Green flag in hand. The field approaching the Geico restart zone. Green is in the air. Top 9 cars, top 10 cars all together in a group here, and there's only 14 really left. And we lose a bunch for a moment there. It's all right. They're back. racetrack to try and get that lead from Carnathan. Carnathan was quick to slam the door, almost some contact between the two drivers. They continue to go. Hunt after that race lead. Carnathan still has it into the tri-oval. Don't see that very often at Talladega Super Speedway. I don't know if Chris Wally had some help there, but he almost went around. Lucky to keep his foot in it. May not lose the draft here. Well, he may actually. Lost a lot of momentum out of 2 in that save. We'll see what happens. And we got trouble ahead, so he's going to be in good shape. Doug Wysocki going around. He's at the bottom of the racetrack like Back to the Future style. He just disappears. But the caution does not come out. We stay green. Quick with the race lead for the time being, but a big run coming to the inside. Carnathan with drafting help from Jaden Hopp. Going on here, even for the race lead. Carnathan's got it by a foot over Neil Quick. Quick's got it by a couple positions, really, between the 12 and himself, but that's not a lot of track position when you look at it. And Doug Wysocki back in it, but looks like the caution has come out. Don't know if he was missing in action that entire time, or if he had another issue on the track, or if he just drew a caution the old creative way. Nevertheless, the yellow comes out here. 3 laps to go in the session, or the stage, I guess you could call it. Segment, stage. So I think Doug might have another shot here. Again, we don't count caution laps in this all-star race format. Neil Quick was the race leader. Carnathan is now second. Looks like Doug Wysocki, though, he's going to get a stay of execution, I guess you could call it, before this one wraps up. It's going to come down between Doug and Mike Cook, at least for the time being. Anything can happen. Any one of these drivers in this top 14 can fall back into those final 2 positions. Again, reminder that final 2 positions at the end of each segment eliminates a driver. Actually eliminates 2 drivers. The last 2 drivers that are in the field have to park and watch the rest of this race. And then we'll have a 20-lap shootout to the finish between those that remain. Pace car lights still lit, which means we got another lap or 2 before we go back to the green flag. Again, want to let everybody know that Season 8, right around the corner. We already talked about that a bit early on, but to give you some details, same night, but it's starting off January the 8th, Race 1 at Nashville Fairgrounds. Then we go to South Boston, Kern County. That's a new track on the iRacing service. I haven't even bought that one yet, so we'll have to get that rolling. Southern National, Bristol, Five Flags, Charlotte Roval. That's going to be fun in these late model stocks. Langley, Lucas Oil, Concord, Wilkesboro. We go to Lanier. We're going to go to Dover, then Hickory. This is into April now. Then the playoffs start April 29th, Dale Sr.'s birthday. That'll be at Martinsville for 200 laps. South Boston, and then the Daytona Road Course. It'll be a 90-minute timed race. Then Southern National, Richmond Raceway, and then finish out the season again going back to Kern County. We got Eddie Rose in the stream chat over on the HBR TV side. Says, HBR TV has the best broadcasting. Far better than anything out there. Well, Eddie, thanks, man. I don't even know if I believe that, but I think we do a good job. But there's always somebody better. If there's not, what are you doing it for, you know? If you're just trying to maintain, you're falling behind. Those Pit Stop TV guys are pretty good too. Don't forget about them. So here we have it. Going back, green flag racing going to be this time by. Should be a 3-lap shootout to the finish. Back in the air. Just a few laps to finish this one out. Again, the conclusion of lap 20 will end the segment. We'll send 2 more drivers to the woodshed. Eddie Rose, if you're still in a stream chat, give us some trivia, will you? If you're new to HBR TV, Eddie Rose, an HBR driver himself, notorious for trivia when he jumps into the broadcast stream chat. Back to start finish, it's between Carnathan and Neil Quick. Just a couple more laps to finish up this segment. It's still between Tyndall and Doug Wysocki. Now Mike Cook. These two are all battling together in the back of the pack. It's going to be close. Chris Wally trying to fight to the outside of Jaden Hopp. Correction, Rick Kelly. Hopp in behind Carnathan at the front of the field, but we're continuing to watch this battle. Which drivers refuse to lose? 2 of them are going home in just a minute. Which ones will it be? Oh, big time contact. Tyndall drives right up the back bumper to Cook quick. I think it broke the momentum of the 62 more than anything. Final lap of the segment. It's between Neil Quick and Carnathan out front. But the biggest battle to watch is in the back. Tyndall, Mike Cook battling for the final 2 spots to not go home. Tyndall's the bottom of the pile. Cook right there with him. Wysocki's in an okay spot for now. He's got to maintain that. Final 2 cars in line. Those are the ones that'll go home. Does anybody have an opportunity here? Oh, coming into the tri-oval contact. We're 4 wide for those final 4 positions. Who's it going to be in contact? Oh, looks like Tyndall and Cook Quick are going to go home. Looks like that's the 2. We'll confirm it here momentarily. Looks like Carnathan, though, was the winner of that segment. More bragging rights than anything else. We'll take a short break here. We'll be back to confirm our 2 drivers that have been eliminated. It looks like Cook Quick and William Tyndall, but we'll clarify that when we return. Stay with us. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens, UMP Modified and Silver Crown driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook. Back at Talladega Super Speedway, pace car lights are off. We're going to go back to our 3rd segment now. So we have confirmed William Tyndall out. And I think Quick also out. Yes, indeed. Those two have ended their all-star race. Want to let everybody know, in case you haven't noticed already, every single lap of green flag action will be covered here on HBR TV tonight. No commercials during green flags, even side by side. We're going to cover every lap of competition. As pace car leaves the racetrack, green flag back in the air, and Jaden Hopp blinking out for just a moment, comes right back in. And as they come up to speed, Eddie Rose has his trivia. Is Talladega built on Indian burial ground? I think I know the answer to this one. I'm going to go with it is. Meanwhile, down the backstretch, Jaden Hopp, without any dancing partners, he's going to lose a ton of track position. Picks up Neil Quick. That may help him a little bit, but he drops back to the 5th position as Carnathan maintains the top spot over Brandon Mefford and Brian McCann. Out of turn 4. Again, only a 10-lap segment. If they get through this without a caution, it goes pretty quick. So currently down to 12 cars. We're going to get rid of 2 more at the end of this segment and then have a 20-lap, 10-car run to the checkered flag to see who is the top all-star tonight. Jaden Hopp with that drafting help coming back on the inside. Couple of laps of this segment seem pretty passive. Not a whole lot of aggression out of these drivers just yet, but don't wait too long. It's going to be here before you know it. Lap 24. 7 laps remaining in the segment. Jaden Hopp just barely out in front. Neil Quick dancing in and out, left to right, looking for an option here to get around the 4, just trying to get in the mirror of Jaden Hopp, trying to get him off his game. I tell you, some guys don't even have the mirrors turned on anymore. It's just too much of a frustration looking at there, see a guy bobbing and weaving left to right. Of course, it makes it harder to block. Two by two. It's a high-speed pace lap here at Talladega Superspeedway. Jaden Hopp leads the charge. Stan Carnathan to the outside. He wants a piece of that lead once again. He pushes up front. To me, you watch these all-star races even in real life when NASCAR runs them, especially when there's segments built into them. You see, you might have a chaotic segment or two, and then all of a sudden guys say, you know, I don't want to do that. Everybody calms down, and well, you kind of get what we're dealing with right now. These guys have cleaned up their act considerably. Granted, there's a few less cars out there, but there's still plenty of opportunity for mayhem, and I'm sure we're not done seeing it. Losing a lot of ground here again as he rides in front of Neil Quick. Carnathan got it down to the wood. Brandon Mefford, Brian McCann, very experienced drivers in behind the 82. Yeah, these segment wins are cool, but they don't pay much. Another trivia question from Eddie Rose. What's the most cautions that's been thrown at Talladega Super Speedway? I'm going to guess 15. I don't know. I'm guessing. Nathan still with the race lead again. Everybody's minding their P's and Q's now. This almost looks like the first few laps of a much longer race. The drivers are being very respectful, considering they don't have damage turned on or anything of the sort. I think it's just a matter of time before everybody loses their cool. Couple more laps and we may get rid of two more, and it's unfortunately continuing trend. The last two drivers in the field right now, it's Doug Wysocki. It was Mike Cook a moment ago, but now it's Matt Kopp. Cook and Wysocki have been bringing up the rear for the majority of this race, which is kind of odd. You're used to seeing those guys perform very well on these super speedways. See Doug Wysocki in the white and green number 34, still tucked in behind the 22 of Kopp. This might be a strategy play here. Just ride behind him until the very last moment. He had some room on the bottom that he could have dove down and taken the spot away. Kind of wait for the very last minute to make that move, but now that doesn't seem to be as much of an option as it once was. Granted, anything can change here. Eddie Rose says 13 cautions was the most. That's a lot less than I thought, actually. But interesting. A little wiggle for Matt Kopp, but he's going up to the very top lane, making it 3 wide. He doesn't want to be the last two drivers. They're on a mission. I think Wysocki and Kopp might be working together here to try to not be the bottom two. Big time push from Josh Funkhauser into Tim Schofield. Lift the rear end off the ground, and he continues on. Funkhauser lost a ton of momentum. It was like hitting a brick wall. Slowed him way up. Now he's got to watch. He might be able to pull the draft here and have a big, big run. Schofield drops down to pick him back up, possibly. Now the bottom two, Schofield and Funkhauser. Or that's it. Lack of a caution light. It's really killing me here, but I think the bottom two ended up being Tim Schofield and Josh Funkhauser. Jaden Hopp win stage number 3. It's going to give us a 20-lap run to the finish with just the 10 remaining drivers. We're going to get one more break out of the way, so stay with us. We'll be right back. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Talladega Super Speedway, entering our final segment of the night. And there's one caveat that we didn't mention about the stages and the format and everything else. Remember how Doug Wysocki was running at the back at the end of that stage, but managed to transfer his way in? Yeah, there was also a field inversion. So the guys that won that final stage, well, they're in the back. But the guys that were in the back, well, they're in the front. See how that plays out here. We're working about a half lap away from going back to the green flag. Driver's still in it. Doug Wysocki, Mike Cook, Brian McCann, Chris Wally fourth, Brandon Mefford. You got Matt Kopp, Stan Carnathan, Rick Kelly, Jay Hopp, Neil Quick last in the 10th position. Drivers that have been eliminated thus far: Tim Schofield, Josh Funkhauser, 23 of Cook Quick, William Tyndall, Trevor Quick, and Brian Rick, who did not take the green flag here tonight, eliminated in that first segment. So 20 laps to decide it. Again, cautions do not count, though they may come out if necessary. You see really how far it is after the tri-oval compared to Daytona. The start-finish line right smack in the middle of the tri-oval at Daytona. Not the case here. It's all the way down past pit out. At the stripe, 19 laps to go. Doug Wysocki with the race lead. Mike Cook just to his right side. 3 wide for third, fourth, and fifth. Brian McCann, Chris Wally in the middle, and Brandon Mefford up top. Middle lane may not go here. Not a lot of help, but really not much more on the outside either. Low lane has 5 cars, but they're not formed up the way they need to be. Pretty equal down the backstretch. Mefford eases it out into the front. Wysocki with a run to the bottom. Not a big push from the 3. Really starting to work that ultra-high line. Mefford, Carnathan, and Hopp were in it. Hopp scraped the right side of the safer barrier, just barely enough to throw some sparks. Hopp thinks better of it, changes lanes, tucks in behind Neil Quick in the back of the pack. We're not eliminating anybody at this point. It's a race to the finish. Who's going to get there first? 17 and a half laps to go. Wysocki out in front. Mike Cook second, only by a few feet. Chris Wally taking a peek to the inside of Mike Cook, just trying to get some vision, see what his options are. There were none. They barrel back down into turn number 1. Still 3 wide, third, fourth, and fifth. McCann, Wally, and Mefford. But Wally's still trying to inch left and right, trying to get some vision to see where he can go if there's room to do it. big time wiggle. Chris Wally gets into Brian McCann. They're turned backwards and sideways down into turn 3. Wally spinning into the grass. Matt Kopp in this as well. Big impact to the inside wall for the 51. Self-fixing race cars here at Talladega as they continue to go on and drive away. That does put us under our first caution of the final stage. Again, I want to remind everybody, during that caution for our third stage break prior to the final segment, everybody came down pit road for service. Some took 2, some took 4, some took fuel only. See how that plays out the rest of the way. But in the meantime, under the yellow flag here at Talladega, in our final stage, Doug Wysocki still with the race lead. We're going to step aside, take another break. We'll be back after this. Talladega Super Speedway ready to go back to the green flag here in just a moment. It'll be 16 laps to go at the line. Doug Wysocki, Mike Cook leading him down over Brandon Mefford and Neil Quick. Everybody coming up to speed. Bit of a push from the 2. Mike Cook beating the leader back to the stripe. Not sure if that's going to cause an issue. Real quick, bobbing and weaving, looking for an angle to get around. He had some space to the outside, and he's going to take it. Does Jaden Hopp go with him? He thought about it, thought better of it. Brian McCann was right there. He's going to go with him. Bit of a bump coming here or not, we'll see. Wysocki jumps out to the race lead again. We're 3 wide for the next 6 positions and more. I don't think we're done wrecking either. 3 wide for the top 9. You see how this could go from the guy in 10th winning this race on the last lap. They're not that far away from each other, and anything can happen. There could be a massive wreck. As long as you're avoiding it, and let's just say you're Rick Kelly in the last position, you got a shot at this thing. Even as it stands now, without a crash, there's still opportunity there. Granted, when you're 3 wide, front to back, it makes it more difficult. I don't know if Rick's going to want to try and push it 4 wide. He's going to need help to do it. Doug's still out in front. We talked about how we were surprised to see him towards the back of the pack earlier on, but it's switched things up here in this segment, puts him out in front, and he's doing very well, maintaining the race lead here out of turn number 2. Everybody shucking and jiving in behind him. Outside lane moving now. Neil Quick drives way to the middle. Thought he was going to come down in front of Doug. Didn't happen. Had a big push from Brian McCann, but it leaves him out to dry. McCann and Wally in the top lane, the 3 in the 51. In the middle, it's Neil Quick, Mike Cook, Jaden Hopp, and Matt Kopp. Low lane, Wysocki, Brandon Mefford, Carr Nathan, and Rick Kelly. Side by side out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. We're still 3 wide for multiple positions. That's been the story pretty much since this segment started. They continue to be 3 wide, fanning out just slightly, but everybody behind the race leader in those 6 positions, side by side, 3 wide. Now it switches up. Wysocki edging back to the front. Big run to the outside. Brian McCann and Chris Wally working together. Wally stepped out just to the right a slight bit. May have cost a little bit of momentum from the 3 to do just that. Down the back straightaway once again, battling for position. Wysocki still with it. Big time drafting partner, 83 of Brandon Mefford, and then Stan Carnathan in the 82. Rick Kelly tucking in behind on that low lane. Middle row, Neil Quick applying pressure. He's not a big fan of these places, these style races, the super speedway, restrictor plate, however you want to phrase it. But lately, he's been shown to be very good at these places, whether you like it or not. Oh, Doug Wysocki off the nose of Mefford, turns it into the grass, keeps it straight, and now there's a big wreck on the straightaway. That cop involved. Brandon Mefford got a big chunk of it as well. And honestly, we saw it happening live. Mefford got into Wysocki and sent him into the grass. Doug did a fantastic job to gather that race car up and save it. But we also saw a pretty aggressive checkup from Brandon Mefford when that started to happen. He was not trying to wreck the 34, lifted to try to help him save that race car. And unfortunately for Mefford, his kindness cost him. Because after that, he got turned. But we're just about halfway here in this segment. And caution laps do not count, so still plenty of racing action left. Field coming back around to pick up pace car here in just a moment. We're going to step aside again here, get another break. Again, all green flag laps will be covered live here on HBR TV. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Back to Talladega Super Speedway. Going to be 10 laps to go at the stripe. Still 10 cars in this. Of course, no damage. So whatever wreck we just saw, don't worry. They're back out there. Pace car pulls down pit road. Neil Quick with the race lead. Doug Wysocki's going to restart in that 4th position after a very impressive save through the grass at the Talladega Tri-Oval. Back under power, Neil Quick brings him to the line. 10 laps to go. Wysocki looking to make a move to the outside, blocks the run for Brandon Mefford. Mefford's going to work with the 34 here, it looks like, though he may be apprehensive about it. Almost ended his night early. Just a moment or two ago. Quick still with the lead. Jaden Hopp tucked in behind. Moving up the racetrack just a bit to try and slow the run from the 00 of Mike Cook. Doesn't pay off. Maybe cost the 2 more momentum than anything else. Back down into turn 1, 9 laps to go, and here we go again. 3 wide contact. Oh, and around goes the 2. Off the nose of Jaden Hopp. A little bit of a wiggle. Neil Quick grabs the gear, dumps the clutch, and gets back in it. Is he going to stop? I think he's going to stop. Stay green for the time being. Neil Quick parked in the lane here. Again, no damage. He might be setting himself up for a hellacious impact. Take your hands off the wheel, Neil. He's starting to roll at least. He's not parked, but he's definitely trying to draw the caution. Oh, around he goes. This might be too much. Now he's too far off the racetrack. The yellow might not come out down there. I don't know how strict the league is on the rules for this particular race, but there he is. Here comes the field. And the caution doesn't come out. Right on board, and there it is. Caution is out. Look it, I don't know if I like it, but I got to give him a pat on the back for doing anything and everything he can to stay in this race. And frankly, if it's not against the rules, more power to him. So that gives us 8 laps to go here again. Caution laps not counting. We'll step aside once again. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Back at Talladega. Shadows getting long here in Alabama. Pace car hits pit road. We're going to try this again here. Should be 7 laps to go at the line. 10 cars still in this. Brandon Mefford makes a move to the outside very quickly. We're 3 wide for the race lead down into turn 1. Wysocki on the bottom, Mike Cook in the middle. Mefford didn't have enough of a run to continue it. He tucks in behind, picks up some of the draft off the 00. 6 positions. Will it be more? Will we make it all the way to the finish before another yellow? Who knows? You're going to watch and see. 4 wide in that second row. Second, third, fourth, and fifth, all next to each other. Still 4 wide in the corner. Chris Wally was the top machine. He backs out of it a bit, gives some room. Still 3 wide, though. Just as exciting. Less scary, though. Brandon Mefford loses the run. He gets kind of shuffled down the middle here. Not a whole lot of help for the 83. Still out front, Doug Wysocki with a big push from the 82 of Carnathan. He's been a great pusher all night long. He spent some time at the back of the pack, but he's shown some ability here. Certainly fun to watch. Doing a great job so far as we come to 5 laps remaining. Real quick all over the 00 Mike Cook down into turn 1. Might have lifted the back of that car off the ground. That's the thing with these Gen 4 Cup cars is the Cook machine gets turned and takes out Wysocki. A huge wreck down the back straightaway. Brian McCann, actually Neil Quick that is, on the side. Sliding to a stop down the back stretch. It's one thing that's hard to fix as he continues to roll. Chris Wally comes in and drills him, trying to flip him upright, and he does a good job of it. That would have been a coffin nail for Neil Quick. If you flip up on your roof like that, you're going to have to tow back to pit lane. You can't fix it. This race would be over if not for Chris Wally coming in and crashing into him. Again, no damage tonight, so that works. It doesn't hurt you, doesn't hurt the other guy. Good sportsmanship there. It's all about fun, right? I know there's somebody out there watching that agrees with me and knows that I'm full of it. It's not about fun, it's about winning. But I digress. So cautioning out again, it's going to be 4 laps shootout when we go back to the green flag, and we are going to step aside again. I know you're probably tired of it, but again, we're at half throttle here. No one cares. You don't want to see these guys just putt around. We can go to a parade for that. We want the action. So that's what we're going to call. So we'll take another break here with 5 laps to go. Hopefully we can make it to the finish when we come back. Stay with us.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Once again, back at Talladega Super Speedway. Still 10 cars chasing down an all-star win here at Talladega. Pace car is going to make the hard left down pit road. During that exchange, Brian McCann did come down pit road, took 4 tires. Again, tires not the most necessary thing to be concerned with at a super speedway like Talladega, but it does allow you to make a little bit more aggressive moves than those who have not. Pull that steering wheel hard to the left or the right. It's going to do what you ask it to do. And Matt Kopp jumps out as Rick Kelly's asleep at the wheel. 4 laps to go. 3 wide for the lead again. Big run from the 22. Real quick trying to push him, but only 2 cars on the outside line. I don't know if it's enough help to make it work. Jaden Hopp out to the race lead. Brandon Mefford and Mike Cook second, third. Matt Kopp to the outside in fourth. You know, you watch this and it looks choreographed, but I assure you, it's not. Side by side, 3 wide for the first 3 rows, 9 positions, inches apart from each other at 195 miles an hour. 3 laps to go from Talladega Superspeedway. Mike Cook leads, Jaden Hopp second, Rick Kelly third. Wally dancing all over the place in that middle lane, trying to stay off the competition to the left and the right. 51 drops down to the inside lane to stay out of that middle line. Mefford jumps up into the middle line. Neil Quick goes there too, in behind the 00. A little bit of contact with Quick and Kopp. 2 laps to go from Talladega. Jaden Hopp still out in front. He got his first win of the season in the final race of the season just a week ago. Can he take home the All-Star win as well? Oh, and we got trouble. Everybody up in the wall with the exception of 4 cars. Out of turn number 2, we've got many spinning, big-time impact, more big-time impacts. Wrecked cars, carnage off turn number 2, and the yellow is out again. Well, well, well. So, you know what this is going to set up. And in most cases, it would be a green-white checkered finish. But it's not going to be tonight. I think we're going to get the green and the white at the same time, just based on the number of laps. We'll have to keep a close eye on that. This one could be really interesting. Field trying to get caught up with the pace car. Jaden Hopp in behind. We'll see if anybody takes an opportunity here for tires. I know track position is important, but Brian McCann's no dummy. He knows. He took the opportunity. Granted, he was involved in a wreck, so he came down and took those tires. Top 4 or 5 may not do it, but I'd say anybody 5th on back, maybe take the opportunity, gamble a little bit. There's not a whole lot of time or opportunity to get anything done because, again, as I said, I think we're going to see the green and the white flag at the same time when we finally go back racing. That's barely enough time to get these cars up to full speed. We were trying to talk about it early on and how the restrictor plates on these old Gen 4 Cup motors and the wicker bill on the roof and the lip, additional lip that's on the rear spoiler, really creates a ton of aerodynamic drag, not to mention the reduced power the restrictor plates throw in there. Makes it awfully difficult to get up to speed, at least quickly. You don't have that throttle response that you're used to having when these 950 horsepower monsters run around places like, well, let's say Martinsville or even Texas, where they're still lighting up the rear tires halfway down the straightaway. Got the Holler Boys in the stream chat. Anyone but Quick, they say. Well, we eliminated Trevor and Cook early on. Neil's still in it, though he is listed in the 10th position. I don't know if he's going to have a chance. There he is. Him and Mike Cook just coming back out. Looks like they took an opportunity here to pit, or did they? They did. So 2 drivers coming down, both of them taking 4 tires. And I would assume they may have taken fuel as well, because that's going to put a little more weight in the rear end of the car, which lowers that rear spoiler, takes it out of the air, reducing drag, makes it a little slicker in the wind, a little faster in the straightaway. So let's try this one more time. It does indeed say 2 to go, so at the stripe, We're going to get the green and the white at the same time. Curious to see if Barney actually throws both flags, or if we only see the green, or if we only see the white, but we're going to watch. It's yellow right now. Field just getting to the tri-oval. You see Barney switching flags. There's the green. And that really is his name, folks. I didn't just make that up. Barney the Flagman is indeed Barney the Flagman. Google it if you don't believe me. Into the Geico restart zone. Barney's waving it, and we're racing again from Talladega to finish up the All-Star race. White flag also in the air. Final lap from Talladega Super Speedway. Chris Wally below the apron, below the yellow line, driving on the apron, keeps his foot in it. Jaden Hopp jumps out in front. Chris Wally's going to come in here quick, might give the 4 a bump down the back straightaway, or will he dump out and try and make a pass for the win? He does. He looks. Not enough of a run, or is there? Mefford trying to block Chris Wally. He does so. Jaden Hopp goes to the back. Went from first to almost worst. Meanwhile, out in front, Chris Wally, the number 51. In through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Matt Kopp looks to the outside. Wally throws the block. Another push, another bump. Into the tri-oval, 3 wide for the race lead. Oh, and they're rucking. Brandon Mefford takes the checkered flag. And Jaden Hopp finishes second. He was almost last in turn 3. I told you earlier, the guy running 10th could still win this. The guy running 9th finished second. Brandon Mefford, your race winner here from Talladega Super Speedway, taking home an all-star win. Well, folks, that was a challenge, but it was a fun one. These tape-delayed broadcasts, as much as I do appreciate it, they're not always the easiest. Well, that's interesting. Oh, here comes Chris Wally, and Mefford's dead. Again, we don't usually see stuff like this during these races, but that's going to wrap it up for us here at Talladega Super Speedway. Let's take a look at our race results before we get too far into it. Of course, your race winner was Brandon Mefford. Second place finisher Jaden Hopp, who again, as we said, was running in the 9th position, I think into turns 3 and 4. A great recovery, unfortunately for the 4, finishes second once again. Stan Carnathan was 3rd. Matt Kopp finished in the 4th spot. Chris Wally was 5th. Thought he had a win in his hand, but unfortunately the wreck happened. 6th place was Brian McCann. Neil Quick 7th. Doug Wysocki was 8th. Rick Kelly finished 9th. And Mike Cook was 10th. That was your top 10 for the final stage. Those credited with 11th would be Tim Schofield. 12th was Josh Funkhauser. 13th, Cook Quick. William Tyndall, 14th. Trevor Quick, 15th. And Brian Rick credited with a 16th position, but did not take the green flag. Got to thank all you guys for being here this season on the IROC Challenge Series. Really appreciate you guys here in the series. Chris Wally, Brian, all you guys that helped make this thing get going here every single Monday night. It's been fun to broadcast. I know we've been around a little while. You've been around a little while. It really has been enjoyable. I appreciate the opportunity to be here, and really looking forward to Season 8. I really like those late model stock cars. Short track racing should be really fun to watch. Super excited for it. Again, folks, tune in for that. January the 8th is race number 1. That kicks off season number 8 of IROC. Unbelievable. These guys still going strong. If If you know anybody that likes short track racing and has an iRacing rig at home, or even just an iRacing subscription and they want to get after it, touch base with Chris Wally, or even me. It doesn't matter. We'll get you in touch with the right people here and get you set up and racing in Season 8 for the IROC Challenge Series. With that, thank you guys all for watching. Again, if you haven't already, liked the stream here at HBR TV or even IROC TV, maybe do them both. Give us a like, a click, easy, it's free to do. It helps us immensely, pushes the video and the stream out to wider audiences, and that's always a plus, not just for us at the channel, but the league itself, especially in IROC's case, because they do run this on their YouTube channel as well. Also, check us out, hbrtv1.com. Peruse there. I'll be honest, I don't update it as much as I should. I'm a one-man show over here, so it doesn't always happen, but it is what it is. We do appreciate the traffic. It is kind of a nice little site with a few things on it, but we'll keep making those updates. With that said, again, thank you all. Thank you. Not just the fans that tune in each and every week, the admins, all the racers that put the show on. You guys are awesome. It can only get better from here. And again, thanks for watching. You guys have a good night.
Was the summer before the real world started, and the deal was we would get to go if we cleaned it up and got it running. That is old Winnebago, and winging a prayer down a 65, 5 best friends on 4-ball tires. I can still see Billy smiling when we finally made it to Talladega. Boys raised up whiskey and gold glass. Now here's to turning up, slowing down, in cars that go real fast. We were laughing and living, drinking and wishing and thinking as that checkered flag was waving. Sure would like to stay in Talladega. Like a stone, time rolls on. You can't hit pause, that's when just a day. Most days in life don't stand out, but life's about those days that we all like. Rockin' rando, getting rowdy, shooting Roman candles at the man in the moon, till the Alabama sun was breaking. Over Talladega, boys raised up whiskey in your glass. Here's to turn it up, slowing down, in cars that go real fast. We were laughing and living, drinking and wishing and thinking as that checkered flag was waving. Sure like to stay Talladega. October, I think about us shoulder to shoulder, like those cars my thoughts roll over and over and over in my mind. Tonight I'm in Talladega, boys raised up, whiskey in gold glass. Here's to turn it up, slowing down, in cars that go real fast. We were laughing and living, drinking and wishing and thinking as that checkered flag was waving. I sure would like to stay Talladega.